So this tip is going to help you on those days where you just don't feel you've got it. Your ball striking isn't quite there. It's not really fizzing off the face. And you just need something on the golf course which is going to instantly improve it. This drill will do that. I've seen this work wonders on the golf course for ball striking. It's called the 60-60-100 drill. You're going to take your setup, and I'm going to set 60% of my weight onto my lead side. I'm going to do that with my knees and my hips. So you'll notice that my head isn't really moving, but I'm just bumping a little bit more weight onto that lead side. Then as I make my backswing, when I complete my backswing, I want you to think and feel, I'll do that in inverted commas, I'll explain why in a moment, feel like you've still got 60% of your weight on your lead leg. Now I guarantee you that if we could measure the pressure that you're putting on the ground, you would be building pressure under this back leg. That's what we want. But the feel is to keep 60% of your weight on your lead leg. The reason that's so good is because it's going to mean that from that starting position, you're turning a lot more centered over the golf ball. That is key because that's going to help you land the club target side of the ball. So we start 60, we keep 60, and you finish with 100. Hence the name 60, 60, 100. I guarantee you it's going to transform your ball striking. You're going to stay more centered. You're going to start to land the club later, which is exactly what you want. And if you're just having one of those days where it just doesn't feel great at the club face, give this a go. I think you're going to be amazed at the results. Jon Rahm has a setup hack with his driver, which helps him hit high draws, and it can work for you too. I've seen this work wonders on the golf course. Let me go through exactly what it is. It's really, really simple to do. What Jon Rahm does, he would take a normal setup, but then using his shoulders and his chest, he would rotate them away from the target and drag the club along the ground by, what do we call that? Maybe a foot. He would then start his golf swing from here. Now what this does is it basically takes your swing circle, which is basically the direction that you swing, and it shifts it more out to the right. When that happens, we're building in more elements that give us that right to left shot. It also takes your low point and moves it back behind the ball, which means that you're going to be hitting up on the ball, which gives you the high element. So by setting up like this, you're generally going to be hitting more up on the ball and more out to the right. Those are two things which are key for the high draw. Feels a little bit strange, but honestly, the results can be instant. And you can literally go from a low fade to a high draw just by doing this little setup hack. That's perfect. I'm going to make your bunker shots incredibly simple and easy to perform. If I asked you to walk into a bunker, I gave you one of your wedges and I simply said to you, hit some of the sand from the bunker onto the green, I think you'd all find that incredibly easy. You'd just stand there and you'd think, right, how can I get that sand onto the green? And you just do something like that. Now, when you've put a ball in the way, nothing needs to change. You can have the exact same ideas, you can have the exact same approach, same concepts, and it can feel really, really simple. All I need to do is imagine a big circle around the golf ball, and I need to hit that sand onto the green. Good bunker shots, the ball comes out on a cushion of sand. So as long as you can get the sand out the bunker, the ball will come out the bunker. So I'd like you to open the face a little bit. That gives you a little bit more loft, pushes the trailing edge down, gives you a little bit more margin for error. But after that, let's keep it really, really simple. If you can do this, you're going to get lovely high, soft landed bunker shots. They're going to feel really simple and you're going to get consistent results. So when I set up here, I'm not thinking about aiming left or cutting across or anything like that. I'm just saying, can I take that sand that's around the ball and can I splash it onto the green? If you can do that from the greenside bunkers, they are going to feel so easy and you're going to get consistent results every time. If you want to hit longer drives, don't make this mistake. So let's say you're on a long par 5. It's fairly open. You're fairly confident. You think, do you know what? I'd love to squeeze another 10 yards out of this. This is what I see so many golfers doing, which gives them terrible results. Tempo is so key for all of the clubs that you hit, but especially with driver. Having a really good tempo is going to help you be consistent. So when I see a golfer trying to squeeze a few more yards out the driver, what they will often do is say things like, I need to make sure I don't snatch the club away. So they'll actually make their backswing the same speed that they normally do, but then try and give themselves that little speed boost on the way down. So if the backswing is the same speed, but you're trying to increase the speed of your downswing, you're changing your tempo. That doesn't give great results because it's going to feel different, it's going to feel alien to you. Your body's not going to know how to really control all those elements. If you want a little bit more speed on the downswing and at impact, guess what? Your backswing has to be faster. That makes sense, right? If we want the downswing faster, the backswing's faster. Therefore, we can keep our tempo the same. So I would love you to actually put a little bit more energy into your golf swing in the first 3 or 4 feet. That's what we see the great players do. Yes, there's the odd exception to the rule, but we don't see many great players going low and slow and then applying the speed. Here's a visual. I love this one. I've used this on the course with so many golfers, it really, really helps. Imagine the bottom of your club head is stuck to the ground. Glue or some sticky tape or whatever it may be. And in the first few feet of your golf swing, you have to unstick that driver head. What that's going to do is it's going to cause you to have a little bit more energy in the swing early. I feel like I'm having to use a little bit more body, a little bit more push from my legs. I'm having to use a little bit of rotation, and it's putting energy into my swing early. That's going to then transfer to my downswing when I'm going to have a little bit more speed in the downswing. So if you want to hit a little further, more speed in the downswing is key. But more speed in the backswing is also vital to help your tempo stay the same. So I'm going to feel like my driver head is stuck, and I'm going to feel like I need a bit of energy to unstick it. When you're on the green, I would like you to be far more reactive. We're going to give you 2 little tips here which are really, really going to help with that. Firstly, go through your routine, read the green however you would normally, go through that same process. I place a line on my ball. If you have practice strokes, go ahead and have those. But once you're in over the ball, the last time you look at the hole, bring your eyes back to the ball and go. Pull the trigger almost immediately. You will be astonished at how much better your pace control is because you're being more reactive to the hole. The second thing is, when your eyes do come back to the ball, I'd like you to just lift the putter off the ground, just hover it. It's going to be a tiny amount. No one you're playing with will even notice that you're doing it. But what it means is that you've got the weight of the putter in your hands, and it's going to help you make a smoother movement away from the ball. How many of you have kind of started your putter stroke and it feels like it jerks away and it's not smooth? It's often because you're kind of leaning or pushing on the putter. So I would read it, step in. I generally have 2 looks, so 1 look, build my stance. 2nd look, eyes come back, hover it and go. And you're going to find, ooh, not bad. A little bit short, but that was a really, really tricky putt. I've got to tap in. So be a little bit more reactive. Pull the trigger quick and hover the putter. Please, please, please don't go hunting and chasing flags. There's a far better strategy which is going to help you shoot lower scores. I'm in the middle of the 16th fairway. It's a great hole, but that green is surrounded by water. I've got 163 to the flag, okay? On the watch, it's telling me I've got 165. So for me, that's a full 9-9. That's that distance, 165, full 9-9. That, worst club I can hit from here. I have to appreciate that I've got a shot dispersion. I don't hit perfect shots every time. You don't hit perfect shots every time. The pros don't hit perfect shots every time. So if I chose that 9-iron and I hit a perfect shot, yeah, I might be close. But some of the shots I hit would be a little short. They're going to be in the water. They might be a little left. They might land, kick, spin in the water. And they're not really bad swings. They're just kind of swings and shots that I would expect from my golf swing. I have to think about moving away from the flag and giving myself a better chance. So here, it's going to make more sense if I aim to the right and slightly longer the flag. So when I do that on my watch, you can see there, it's up at 173. That's out to the right and a little bit further on the green. 173 is not a 9-iron. 173 is 8-iron. So by lasering the flag, it would be easy to go for that 9-iron, hit it in the water and say, oh, I made a bad swing. Might not be the case. It's just poor planning. It's being a little bit too aggressive. What I have to do is play safe, out to the right and a little bit long. And do you know what? If I underhit it and pull it a little bit, I'm closer. And I've pulled it and it's right on line with the flag. Now, was that a good swing? No, but it was a good result, okay? And that's exactly why we do that. So you can see the pitch mark is right here. So I pulled it, but that was the smart play. If I'd have hit 9-iron, I'd have been in a whole world of trouble. So play smart and hope you get lucky like I did. So I'm gonna make putting a whole lot easier for you. How much easier would it be if I said to you, for this whole round of golf that you're going to play, every single putt you hit is straight. Well, it can be. There's a way that you can process your putts that can make them much, much easier. I've got myself a right to left putt here. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 18, 20 feet. And there's a swing off the right. So the first thing I need to do is I need to read the green. I need to establish what this ball is going to do as it rolls across the ground. Obviously, I'm seeing this as kind of right to left. So what I'm then going to do is I'm going to put the line on my ball down so that it points in the direction I want to hit my putt. So for this one, it's out to the right. So I'm really going to take my time. You might have a line on your ball. I'm using these Tour Response stripes. So I'm going to place that line down, aligned out to the right of the hole, because obviously it's going to break from the left. Then once I've done that, what I then love you to do is pick something that's on the ground around about a foot in front of your ball that your ball needs to roll over. Now I've highlighted that with a T, I've pushed it right down to the ground, but you can visualize that. It might be a blemish on the green, it might be a tiny piece of grass, whatever it may be. So I now know that if I hit my ball from here, through the line that's on my ball, over that T that's pushed into the ground, over the spot that you're looking at, it's going to head off to the right, and then it's obviously going to break over to the left. So what's my job now? Well, my job isn't to worry about the break, isn't to think about the break, because if I do that, if I stand over this ball thinking this is going to break from right to left, that can influence how I deliver the putter. My job is to say, okay, I need to hit a dead straight putt over that tee. Makes my job simpler. It's a dead straight putt over the tee, the green takes care of the rest. This tip is going to stop you making those silly mistakes, those goal swings where you feel like you were rushed, your timing was out, your rhythm was out. When we think of rhythm, when we think of timing, when we think of consistency, we think about our goal swing, right? We want a nice rhythmical goal swing that's got good tempo, and I want consistent results. If that's what you want, you need to think about what happens before that. So how can I be consistent with my goal swing if my walk-in, my approach is always different? So here's what I want you to do. Always have the same number of steps and always have those steps at the same pace. Think about your walking, control the pace of how you walk into the golf ball. I like to take 4 steps and I like them all to be nicely paced. Let me show what that would look like. I'd go through my routine, I would obviously choose my club and choose where I want to aim and go through all that process. But then I would stand here, feet together, club in my trail hand, visualizing the shot, and then I would have 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm in. Okay, so this is my routine. Let me show that again. I'm going to go ahead and hit this. I'm thinking about how many steps, and I'm thinking about the pace. 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm in. Now I'm thinking about how many looks I have. 1, 2, pull the trigger.